Welcome back, everyone, to yet another episode of Thrive, a Grad Partners initiative. Today, we have with us national winner of Walmart's Sparkplug competition from the Institute IIT ISM Dhanbad, Harshita Jha. I would request Harshita to please introduce herself first and start the discussion.
Hey Akhilesh, thank you so much for this introduction and thank you so much for inviting me to this session. Actually, there were lots of college juniors who were constantly DMing me to know about my experience and all the tips and tricks that I followed for cracking this event. So, I'll be sharing all those, and I hope that this session will help all my juniors to clear all their doubts. And starting off with my short introduction, I'm Harshita Jha, a fourth year undergrad student at IIT ISM Dhanbad, pursuing Bachelor of Technology in Petroleum Engineering. I got this incredible opportunity of doing 2 months intern at Walmart through their Sparkplug event, which happened in the month of January this year. And I also have pre-placement offer from Walmart. So this is my short introduction, and now I'm up for any question.
So, Harshita, thank you for your introduction first and coming here and sharing whatever your understanding was through the case competition. You also talked about your internship and a pre-placement offer that you got through this case comp, right? We just want to understand. Could you just give us a quick overview of how this particular competition, Walmart Sparkplug, actually works? So, what are the maybe stages of it, and how you went about it? Just a quick overview, maybe a 2-3 minute explanation would help.
So firstly, those who think that this is a case competition, so this is not a case competition. This is not a hackathon. So this is the event called Sparkplug, organized by Walmart every year, through which they select top 100 students and provide them the opportunity to intern with them for 2 months with good stipend as well. And they also provide you the pre-placement offer based on the performance. So firstly, those who haven't registered yet, they should register for this Walmart Sparkplug event from Unstop. I guess tomorrow is the last date to apply for it, and tomorrow is the first round as well, that is the MCQ round. Quickly briefing about the process. So this event consists of majorly three rounds. First being the MCQ round and the other two being the coding rounds. So I'll be talking in detail about all the three rounds further in this session.
Definitely, Harshita, I think you can go ahead. You can just give us an overview of your first round and then maybe what were those key elements that you thought about while you were focusing on the coding round, and maybe
Yeah.
eventually the finale, how you kind of cracked it and how you got it internship.
Okay, so let's first talk about the MCQ round because tomorrow is the MCQ round. So I think most of the people will like to hear about the MCQ round. So the MCQ round will consist of 25 questions which you have to answer within a time frame of 35 minutes. And the most important catch here is that each question will appear in a specific order and with a time limit of 1 minute. So you have to be very quick and accurate while answering each question. And the questions will be related to CS fundamentals and DSA. CS fundamentals topics will be related to OOPS, OS, and DBMS, and coding questions will mostly revolve around topics like graphs, trees, heaps, binary search, stacks and queues, strings and arrays. So you will be given two coding questions which you have to solve in a time frame of 1 hour, and there will be two coding rounds, and the difficulty level of the coding problems will be lead code medium level. So yeah, that's it about my experience. So before Walmart Sparkplug, my life was in a total mess where I was so confused about what to do and what not to, because I was constantly working hard and I wanted to have to get an opportunity, but for straight 3 to 4 months, I was left with no opportunity. I was applying on campus, off campus, through LinkedIn, and I tried all the possible ways, but nothing worked for me. And I had almost given up when I came across this event, Walmart Sparkplug, in the month of December last year. And the first round, that is MCQ round, was going to happen on 11th of January. So I had enough time to prepare for it. So I went to my seniors who had already cracked this event Sparkplug and had got their intern in Walmart. They told me about the entire process and about the important topics which I'll be talking about further. Um, so they told me about that. I started preparing for it. So then came the MCQ round. So Walmart will give you a time assessment window of 8 hours, like from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., and you can appear for the exam anytime during this time interval. So I appeared for MCQ round sharp at 4 p.m. after my classes were over. I also asked my other friends who had already appeared for the MCQ rounds, got an idea like what kind of questions are being asked, what is the pattern of the question. And then I was confident enough to sit for the examination. I had already prepared for the CS fundamentals, and I was confident about my DSA concepts as well. So I sat for that examination in a closed environment with proper internet connectivity, with clear background, and with no noise, to give myself a focused environment to attempt all the questions. Then I started attempting the questions. I managed to solve all the problems correctly. However, there were 4 to 5 problems which were quite tough and quite long to attempt. You will be given just 1 minute to attempt all the questions. So it was too difficult to answer a long question in just 1 minute. So I thought of rather skipping it and going to the next question. So I marked any option which I was not sure of. So I marked any question and jumped to the next question. And here the catch is that in MCQ round, you need to attempt every question. No question should be skipped, because if you skip any question, that will lead to clear disqualification. So I will suggest again to everyone who is going to appear for MCQ rounds that don't skip any question. If your question gets skipped by any chance due to internet connectivity or due to uncertainty that you're not sure about which answer to mark, just click on any option and then think about it, that what can be the right answer. You can change it on the last moment or you just submit it, but don't skip it, because it will lead to clear disqualification even if you mark all the other questions right. So this is the catch over here. And then I attempted all the questions. 4 to 5 questions I was not sure about, but I attempted it. And overall the MCQ round was good. Then comes the first coding round. Obviously, each round here is eliminatory. So you have to first qualify for to qualify for second round. You have to first clear the first round, that is the MCQ round. So the list came, and I was there in the list. So I appeared for the second coding round. So in coding rounds, you will see that the question will revolve around certain topics of DSA like graph, tree, DP, and binary search. Like this medium level problem will be asked, and you can solve it from lead code. I had preferred lead code and GFG for getting well versed of coding problems that can be asked. So I'll prefer to you all to solve all the medium level lead code questions uh, for specific topics like graph, DP, tree, and binary search, because it's quite certain that the similar kind of question or the same question get repeated in your round. It is quite possible. So I sat for the coding round. The coding round assessment window was from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I wanted to start it as early as possible, so I started it at 4:30. The first question that I got was from binary search, and I was quite good with it because the first problem was not that difficult for me to solve. It was a simple binary search problem, so I could solve it in 8 to 10 lines of code. It was quite easier, and I submitted it. Then I then I switched to the next question. The next question was even easier than the first one. It was basic application of using map data structure. So I implemented it. The code worked well. So I submitted the code, and my coding round one just took me 17 to 20 minutes to complete. So I was so confident that I'll be able to get selected for the next round. And for the next round, that is the final round, the third coding round. The thing is that you have your MCQ round time and accuracy, and the accuracy and time of the first coding round are counted collectively to get you into the last round, that is coding round 3. So I had completed my MCQ round in like short duration, and the second round of coding was and the second round of coding I had completed in 17 to 20 minutes. So I was confident enough to that I'll get into the third round, and that happened. I was actually in in the final coding round. The thing is that the last coding round is quite difficult than the previous one, so I was a bit skeptical about myself, that whether I'll be able to solve all the problems or not. So I was actually preparing myself, because there was a gap of around 5 to 6 days between the second coding round and the last coding round. So I was just preparing myself for the final rounds. So for that, I went to lead code. I segregated all the medium level problems specific to graph and DP, because these are the topic which actually irritates most of the coders. So I did that, and I tried solving most of the problems, because as I said that there are quite possibilities that you get similar or the same question in your coding round. So I the results came out on the same day when we had the last coding round. I was on my laptop only. I was like preparing, I was coding, I was just trying to get myself confident enough to appear for that round. I was not so sure that I'll be able to get selected for the last round or not, but then phone came, and my friend told me that, Jha, you have been selected for the last round, so just buckle up yourself for the last round. So then I went for the last round. I again started at 4:30, because I feel that as soon as you start the exam, it will be advantageous for you, because I've seen that if you take a lot of time to appear for the examination, the difficulty level of the question also increases. So it's better to attempt the question, to attempt the test as soon as possible. And second reason for appearing early for the examination was to refrain myself from any confusion or nervousness that can arise talking to other people, listening to their experience, that okay, tough question were asked or this kind of stuff. So I just started it. So the first question, luckily, was of knapsack DP problem. So those who are doing coding and who have done DP, they know that knapsack is a simple DP application problem. So I was able to solve it within, I guess, 12 minutes. And then I jumped to the next question. The next question was on graph, and actually graph, that question was a bit tricky. I was not able to get it at first, so I started coding it. And while coding, I was just developing the approach, like how to solve it. That question was application of DFS and BFS. So I am good with BFS, so I started it with BFS, breadth first search technique, to solve that problem. And when I first submitted the code, it gave me error, like few test cases were not passing. So I thought of the edge cases. I thought about the boundary conditions, which I was not able to click it in the first go. Then I applied it, and then there was a bit changes, like converting int to long. These things actually helped me to submit my code, and Then my code actually passed all the test cases, and then I was okay, and I was satisfied with my performance. However, this round took me around 35 to 40 minutes to submit. Actually, second round took a lot of time, but that was all worth it, because then I submitted the code. And here the tips that I would like to give to everyone is that please submit your own code. Please try to think by your own, like how to approach a question, how, like, it's okay if you take a lot of time to code, that's completely fine, but try to think by your own and don't copy it from somewhere else, because Walmart follow a strict guideline where they will check all the code manually. So if you have copied and pasted it from somewhere, it will lead to clear disqualification. And the second thing is, those people who think that solving coding round problem as soon as possible, like within 10 minutes or within 15 minutes, will get you into Walmart, then that's not possible, because I have seen so many of my friends who solved a problem within 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or 7 minutes, which is quite skeptical, like how you're solving a medium level problem in just 5 minutes or 7 minutes. So that lead to disqualification. So I'll suggest you to solve it in a normal time frame, like 20 to 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and that's fine. Just you have to be confident with your code. It should be your own code, and it should be unique. It should be free from any flag. So yeah, that's it from my end.
Thank you, Harshita, for actually taking us through the entire journey that you had with Sparkplug. Also, I like the way you kind of gave it a personal touch and actually shared the tips and tricks that you use personally and the hands-on experience that you had throughout your journey. Now, just a couple of things or a couple of questions that I have for you before we close the session. First one would be, do you feel that the competition would be similar this year as well, or do you expect that there might be some changes? And if you're anticipating a few changes, then what could those be? And post that, maybe what are the resources that the students can use through which maybe they can get slight benefit, slight edge over others?
Every year Walmart organizes Sparkplug, and I've seen that each year the pattern of question, the type of question remains almost similar. Like what I asked my senior, what senior told me about the favorite topics of Walmart, which they ask, which I think I should mention it. Like I told you that in MCQ round will revolve around CS fundamentals and CS fundamentals and DSA topics. So CS fundamental will include OOPS, OS, and DBMS. And for this, you can refer to GFG and other YouTube channels you can also refer to. But I think it's better for revision and quick check. You can go to GFG, because from there only I have cleared all the topics like OOPS, OS, and DBMS. And for coding rounds, you'll see that coding round will revolve around four topics: DP, tree, graph, and binary search. Like these are the favorite topics of Walmart, which they frequently ask. And if you're lucky enough, you can get questions related to strings, arrays, linked list, sorting algorithms as well. So in MCQ round, as tomorrow is MCQ round, I'll be focusing more on MCQ round today. So I think for MCQ round, what you need to do is, firstly, speed and accuracy matters the most. Don't skip any question. Don't apply with multiple IDs. Just use one ID to attempt the test, because using multiple ID will lead to clear disqualification no matter how you perform. So use only one ID, and then try to solve it in lesser time, like with speed and accuracy. Questions will be related to graph, DP, tree, heaps, binary search, linked list, sorting algorithms, and stacks and queues. If I would like to share a few questions with you to get you familiar with the type and pattern of questions that are asked. So in graph, you can expect questions from various searching algorithms like BFS, DFS, and other algorithms of graph like Dijkstra, Bellman-Ford, Kruskals, Prism's algorithm, and their significance, like where you can use a particular algorithm. For example, if you have been given a directed weighted graph, then which algorithm you will use, which algorithm you will use for uh, implementing minimum spanning tree. So this kind of questions you can expect. In trees, there was a problem which actually took a lot of time for solving in MCQ, in my MCQ round. That was where you were given an array, you have to form a minimum heap, and then you have to give the post order traversal of that um, minimum heap. So this will take you time. So please get well versed of this pattern of question. You can easily find it on GFG. So try solving this pattern of question, because you can definitely expect this kind of question in your round as well. In stack and queues, please get well versed with their operation like push, pop, top, front, etc. And you can also expect a pattern of question where you will be given a code snippet, and you have to decide what will be the output of the code snippet, or you have to debug the error present there, and which algorithm is used in the given code. You can also expect question regarding the time complexity of the given code. This kind of problems you can expect. Error handling, like in my coding, my MCQ round, they asked me about try and catch. What is the significance of using try and catch, and what if we don't use it? What are the problems that we can face? So these were the questions that were asked. And for coding round, as I mentioned, that the difficulty level of the question will be upper medium level to lower medium level, or if you're lucky you can expect easy question as well. But if you get easy question, it's very important to solve it as soon as possible. So if you get easy question like implementing arrays, strings, linked list, please try to solve it as soon as possible. And yeah, for coding round, please refer to lead code. Go to lead code, segregate all the medium level problems related to certain topics, and try solving as much question as possible. Lead code, hacker rank, code studio, uh, these are the platforms which I followed actually. And yeah, that's it. So I think definitely question will be repetitive, because I've seen a pattern that the type of questions are almost the same every year.
Okay, Harshita, I think that was a really elaborate and detailed explanation of maybe what the individuals can expect, and at the same point of time, what should be those few elements that you should keep in mind. Primarily, the time element and the accuracy element. So, both should be there. You cannot just go through the questions picking any random option. Instead, you also need to be very well versed whether you are accurate. And with that accuracy, I think the chances of you converting this competition or that specific round would definitely increase. So, thank you for actually bringing in all these elements together, because I think it is very tough for individuals to think about the complexity when you look at a competition, right? So, each round have some different expectations, some different parameters, and now that you have kind of opened it up for everyone, that which are those elements that you focused on, I think this will give each and every individual participating a lot more clarity, a clear vision with which they can go ahead and perform better. So thank you, Harshita. Do you have any closing remarks?
Yeah, actually, I'll say all the very best to all my juniors who's gonna appear for this competition, and just follow all the guidelines, all the tips that I mentioned over here. Don't be nervous. Believe in yourself and manifest that you will get into it. I hope you will do well. So, all the very best.
Thank you, Harshita. I think hope is that one thing that keeps us alive. So, with hope in mind, we can close the session. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.